Hey everyone, this is Zach again from the Ásatrú Folk Assembly. It's been a while, it's only my second video, but I'm just letting y'all know that I'm not dead, just too busy with school, life in general. But in this video, I decided to talk about something that's very important to me, and that would be my full tree, Odinn, and how I see him what he is to me. Now, for those who don't know, Fultree essentially means God friend, your patron God, the God who resonates most with you, who you would most like to emulate and most like to be like in your life. Now, I chose Odinn as my Fultree before I knew what Fultree was and before I knew what Ásatrú was. From reading the lore when I was younger, Odinn was just who I wanted to be, who I understood most, who made so much sense to me in my life. And I think it was just because of his character is so multifaceted. He's all the faces of all the great men that I know, and some of the not so great men that I know. He's the ultimate duality of character. He is a poet and he's a warrior. He's a father, but a great mystery that nobody really seems to understand. He can be incredibly kind, but awful and terrible. He's the ultimate self-sacrifice for self-betterment and wisdom, but he could turn around and be a complete con man. And I think that that's so much easier to understand than and the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-perfect God that I could never quite grasp. Now, throughout the lore, Odinn has a great number of names, and discussing the different names of the AllFather is more than just etymology, more than just nicknames and kennings, but really delves into all the different levels of his existence and the different sides and faces of his character. Odinn means spirit, in its purest essence. All parts of our psyche, our imagination, our hopes, our dreams, are blown into us, as said in the lore, blown into us by Odinn, and all our dreams and hopes and ideals are reflected onto him, is the easiest way that I can explain it. He is the manifestation of what makes us who we are, but he is also under the dominion of his own fate. The Norns weave our fate, as we all know and understand are weird, and Odinn even is under the dominion of his own weird. He is fated to die at Ragnarok, just like us. Not like that. No, and now with all I've said about Odinn, it's easy to understand that he's the most accessible of the Aesir. He's the one that most people know. He's the one that most people can understand on a most basic level, even so more than Thor, I would think. But we have to really remember that just because he's the most accessible, he's the one who's the most concerned with our existence as Grimnir, the Wanderer, and trying to help us and make sure that we understand what we're supposed to be doing, giving us advice, and while all of that is understood, we have to remember that despite that, he deserves no less respect, and not even more than respect, but just awe at the great enigma of his character. Because while he is all that, he's so much more that we'll never understand, and that we can't understand because we are not on the level of the gods. And I know so many heathens who who you'll hear say things to the effect of, I don't bow to my gods, I don't bow to anybody, and this is really just leftover wishful Viking machismo that just doesn't really apply in the relationship that we have with the gods, at least in my opinion. Because the way I see them, and Odin in particular, is not somebody to be worshipped and bowed to and waited on hand and foot and just waiting for his great will for us, but more like a grandfather who you greatly respect. You don't bow to and worship your grandparents, but you don't go drinking at a bar with your grandparents either. Odin isn't your friend, and the gods aren't your friends so much as they are a very close relative, which they are our elder kin. That's the relationship that we have with them. The easiest way to understand having a good relationship with the gods is thinking of Odin as a grandfather, Thor as a respected older uncle. Just the way that you would act towards those people is the way that you should act towards the gods, with a reservation and a respect, but not total worshipful reverence, not resonance, not at all. So I kind of got off track with this video, and hopefully I'll write a script for the next one so it makes more sense. But hopefully you got the gist of what I was trying to say, and hopefully whoever's watching these videos will get a better insight into how I view the gods and my relationship with the gods and Vatir, and hopefully that'll help them figure out their own place in their own relationship with the gods. So, Halgan, and see you whenever I get the time and motivation to make another one.